We get letters. No, we don't get letters. We get comments.
We?
I. The royal we. You know, the editorial.
I got a comment on the video I did for Stevie's most misunderstood album, that being The Secret Life of Plants. And Kevin Page writes, my favorite Stevie album. The epic ending piece that wraps all the melodies into one is breathtaking. You've got good taste. Bill, please tell us what you know about the bass sound on much of the album, particularly the upright fretless bass. What synth was used? What patch was used? Such an elusive patch. Songs in the Key of Life has a similar patch on Knocks Me Off My Feet. Send One Your Love uses this tone. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. I like getting comments. It's fun. The interactive part is new for me because, you know, back when I was being a record producer, you'd work for months on a record, and then the record company would sit on it for months, and then it would come out and fail, and, you know, so there was no feedback. But on YouTube, I can post something and immediately I hear from people telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. So it's a different thing. That bass sound that you're talking about is not really elusive at all. It's quite simple. It's a combination of two of the factory presets on a Yamaha CS80. So if you have a CS80, you're in business. If you don't, I'll show you how to use it with Cherry Audio's GX80, which will get you in the neighborhood. Go figure. I posted a video that says why I don't do tutorials, and here's another one. So I don't know. I should have known better. Now, I don't know the provenance of this particular patch, but I'm guessing that Mr. Wonder discovered it himself, because I don't really imagine that Clark Spangler or any of the synthesizer programmers he was using at the time would have fooled around with the factory presets. I think Stevie found this one himself, and it's really simple to set up. Okay, the quest for Stevie Wonder's acoustic bass sound, as heard on Hotter Than July, Secret Life of Plants, many others. It was quite simply done with a CS80, which is not so simple these days since CS80s are made of unobtainium. But they've been nicely recreated, especially this one, the GX80. First of, I'm going to show you first of all how you set this up on a real CS80, because doing it with the emulation is slightly different. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that the mix control is about 70–80%, mostly on rank number 2. The global brilliance, you push all the way back, all the way up on that. The global resonance can come to 100%. Maybe you might want to start out a little less. And then, here's the goofy thing, is that it's 2 factory presets, bass and clavichord. Just a little bit of that clavichord 1 is mixed into there, and that gets you pretty much into the neighborhood, but only if you play very, very softly, because it didn't do that. And I don't know if the guys at Cherry Audio that did the presets had different velocity curves on their keyboard. I don't know. I'm using a Control S61 that's putting out a linear curve. And sometimes it gets a little too aggressive, but this is a little too much. So let's go about, if this were a real CS80, this would be exactly what Stevie did, because I saw him, and I've recreated it myself many times on CS80s. But what you do is, let's go hit new, follow my little fancy red pointer, And new sets it up so you're only listening to number 1 because the control got put in. Let's put that all the way down on number 2. And let's go ahead again, push the brilliance all the way back, resonance all the way up. Okay, first thing you got to do, it's a bass sound, put it all the way at 16 feet, okay? And let's start out listening to voice number 2. Brilliance put all the way back. Resonance might wind up all the way up, but let's start with about 80%. Now hit that bass sound. The cool thing about the GX80 is that when you click on their recreations of the factory presets, they get loaded into the upper panel controls, which would not have been cool on a real CS80 because we needed those controls to have sounds ready because it didn't have digital presets. This one does, so it doesn't matter. So if you click on bass, then all the parameters that the guys at Cherry Audio use to recreate the factory bass sound are thrown onto the front panel. And you can see this is the culprit. Way too much. Let's pull that back. Let's pull it back. But let's raise up initial. Initial is what Yamaha, that was Yamaha speak for velocity. Everybody's got different ways of telling things. Now, but when you hear that, you can hear that the filter has got way too short of a decay. So raise that up. Also, for some reason, they've got the VCF way down. I don't know why. I turned that up. And you see already we're pretty much there. And then you can increase the resonance to 100%. So then the clavichord sound do the same thing. Is it in there? Okay, let's throw the clavichord in. And now you can hear that. It's a little barky, you know. It's a great sound, but not what we're looking for. Again, just pull the initial brilliance touch response down. All right. Now mix that with the bass sound. And the idea is this is like a little bit of the sound from around the neck of an acoustic bass. And you don't need much of it. I tweaked around with it some more, and I saved it as a preset I called Stevie's Acoustic Bass. And it's very cool. You can... It's pretty much dead on it. I went ahead and I did a variation on it, though. What I used to like to do on a CS80 was to use the one of the voices ranks as just strictly as an attack transient. So let me call that up. I called that Stevie's Acoustic Bass 2. Let's move in and have a look. Now, what's going on in this upper voice is the oscillators have been turned off and we're using noise. And the noise is got quite a bit of high pass filter on it, so it's not too, not too boxy. And this is just to simulate an attack transient, just the sound of the guy's thumb on the strings, And let me go down here. You can hear it by itself. Yeah, just it's like tapping on a desk or something. And you can see it's got a small amount that it'll get brighter and a whole bunch of initial velocity. So if I play very softly, you're not really going to hear it. And you mix them together, and what do you get? So you can decide how many, if you want to give the bass player a fingernail trim or have a lot of it. I put a little bit of reverb on it, just a short room sound. Voila, there it is. It's easy. The GX80 is legit. So recreating the presets, that's a challenge. But as far as the actual instrument is concerned, they nailed that. Some of the, like I said, some of the presets, the factory presets are off, and I know that because I had one for 40 years. I know what they sound like. Their MIDI keyboard may have been putting out a different velocity curve or whatever, but still, I mean, that decay sound was way too short on the filter. But everything else was dead on it, and it's very little tweaking. So I hope that answers your question. All right, well, anyway, thanks for watching. This one's easy, it's short, and enjoy that sound, Kevin, and thanks for watching. That piece, the ending piece on Secret Life of Plants is indeed really tremendous. It does bring all the themes of the album together. And I worked on that track. I did some of the synthesizer programming on that, so I remember it vividly. And I think you've given me another idea for a video is to deconstruct that and find, just feature that as part of my ongoing efforts to rehabilitate the Secret Life of Plants from its position. Stevie done lost his mind. He done singing about plants. Now people need to get into that record. But it's funny that ever since I posted that video, I've been getting, read the comments on there. People saying, "No, I love that record." So maybe it's not as maligned as I think. It's a beautiful album. It's a beautiful thing. So that's the story for today. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff, and I'll see you the next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.